Howdy all. How you doing? Hope you're well. See, we're here joined by Ashley Waite for some more World Cup previews. Wednesday was quite a good day for us. The World Cup, just one loser on the show, which was my half-unit play in the Denmark game. Every other pick that we advised won, including the double, including the Wuhan 3 Towns team total. So we can't moan about Wednesday's results. In that Saudi Arabia late goal was a big one for us, Ashley. I'm sure you were mightily relieved when that one went in.
Yeah, for this show and for my Patreon, for sure. I had over 2.25. I had both teams score, and I had, the show play too. So I had 3 different plays riding on that. So, yeah, I was. They could probably hear me from the next island over here when they scored that one. I was definitely going nuts. Almost took that guy to score too. Woo! But that's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, it was a 5 out of 6 winners for the show, including the double you had with Argentina money line and Wuhan team total over 1.5, mixing the World Cup with the Chinese Super League. You've got to love it, haven't you? So we move on to
do what you got to do. Wherever the winners are, that's where.
I know. Well, I said, didn't I? I'm glad that we went down that route now, because I know you were debating. We were debating off air. You were saying I need to put the double with a World Cup, another World Cup parlay, but I said no. We want to win bets here, and went with the right play fundamentally. So yeah, good day for us. A very good day for us. And we move to Thursday now. I've got to say, myself personally, I was really struggling with this Thursday. I've done a lot of research on it during the day. In the end, I've only got one pick. Thankfully, you've got a few more than that, but it looks like a difficult day. We're going to start with Canada against Morocco. Canada are out of the tournament. I think they're the real hard luck story, aren't they, this World Cup? I mean, they've played really everywhere I go. Everyone's saying, "Oh, did you see Canada? Didn't they play really nice football? Aren't they a great side to watch?" They're out of the tournament, which is a bit unlucky for them. But I don't know what they're going to do here now they're out. Are they going to be kind of demotivated, or are they going to want to get themselves some points on the board? Morocco, a draw will do them. Draw gets them through. Win the match. They probably will win the group, or have a good chance of winning the group. So I don't have a pick in this game myself. You've got, I think it's a half unit play here on Alphonso Davies over 1.5, just basically one shot on target or more.
Yeah, just one shot on target, and that's at plus 140, I believe.
Plus 140, yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I was even debating between a quarter and a half unit. It's hit in the last couple. Jonathan David is who I was, kind of like looking to for shots on target. But for whatever reason, Alphonso Davies seems to be outdoing him in that department. So, either a quarter or a half unit at plus 140. I think it's a great price. Like I said, hit in the last 2. And I do think that even though Canada have been bounced from this tournament, I still think it matters to them, pride-wise, to get in there. And I do think they'll go out all out to score. So, Davies just seems to get a shot on target pretty early. And I'll count on him doing that here because, like I said, I think that he's, one of the top 2 guys, he and David. And I do think that Canada have a little bit less pressure here already being bounced. And so, I could see both teams scoring. I can see Canada netting one. So, yeah, I think that's great value at that price.
Yeah, plus 140 just to have one shot on target is quite a good price, isn't it? Who knows? He may be still on penalties. I'm sure he'll want to make amends from the miss against Belgium. Doesn't matter if he does miss as long as he's on target. I was tempted, I must say, by over 2.25 goals here. I was tempted because I think Canada matches are just generally look like they're going to be high scoring, but Morocco's defense has been immaculate in this World Cup. They just find ways of not conceding goals, and it's like you sometimes need 2 to tango, don't you? So this was my temptation for the game. I'm not Morocco on the nose doesn't interest me at plus 114. They don't need to win the match. A draw and they're through to the next round. And Morocco, they're not thinking about winning the group. They're thinking about just getting through. It would be massive for their nation to make it through to the last 16 of the World Cup, whoever they play. So I don't know. I just can't decide in match result. Hopefully we get this shot on target for Davies. I'm sure he will want to sign up with another goal. And we're going to move on to the next match, to Croatia against Belgium. And this is the match where I've got my one pick for the day. I've said throughout the whole tournament, I want to take on Belgium, and I'm going to keep doing it. And I've seen a lot of other people on this pick as well. It's not exactly rocket science. It's not exactly Mystic Meg predicting this one, Ashley. Croatia draw no bet for me here against a Belgium side who just want to be on the plane home out of here. Belgium have got to win the game to qualify realistically. I think Croatia a draw will do them. But that's why I'm on the draw no bet handicap. I think they're the better team. I think Belgium are just not playing well enough. I don't fancy them one bit at all. So, I'll just look at the comments here. Kevin McCahill, thank you very much for the praise there on the Tunisia goal. I did enjoy that one, Kevin. Thanks very much indeed. Gemma got the Denmark result wrong. But, back to this one.
Did you flat out that Tunisia goal when they scored in like the 5th minute and then it got disallowed? Did that make you kind of nervous there?
I cheered it really loudly, I
thought that was going to be like the easiest hit ever in the past of this show and in the long future we have ahead of us. Doesn't get any easier than that, and of course disallowed. So I just imagine the curse words you were inventing when they took that away.
Well, I was fooled actually, because it was one of those. Normally, I can tell if someone's miles offside. For some reason, I thought he was onside. In my mind, I thought he's timed his run perfectly here. I saw one look at the replay. I'm like, oh, you fucking miles off, aren't you? So, yeah, I'm glad they got their goal. I enjoyed that play, but it still annoys me, that Denmark match. I know it shouldn't get to me, but going back.
Still annoyed the shit out of me too.
Going back to great.
They annoyed the shit out of me in Denmark this whole time. You guys know I had them as a dark horse, and holy shit, I couldn't have been more wrong about that team.
But yeah, Kevin, thanks for tuning in, and thanks very much. I do appreciate you there. I do. It was Tunisia scoring. I did enjoy that one, no doubt about it. Croatia draw no bet. I'd enjoy it if they score a few goals here, Ashley. That's for sure. And knock Belgium out of the competition. I took Belgium. I don't know if I advised it on this show. I took Belgium plus 500 not to qualify. So I'm absolutely balls deep here with both that pick and this draw no bet on Croatia. I don't see them losing the game. I just think they're the better team. Belgium's body language is shocking right now. There's 2 or 3 of their players who have been said publicly, "Oh, we're not going to win the World Cup." They want to get out of here. Croatia look really good against Canada, as best I've seen them play in probably since World Cup 2018. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking this plus 100, draw no bet on Croatia. I know a lot of others out there are taking this as well. I don't want to appear like a copycat picker, but it's just the obvious play. Right. I don't know how you think this game's going to go.
So you're the only one on the show with an official play on it. But I mean, Croatia, they are in better form. We were a little bit worried about their aging legs, whatever. But they, I think the best thing for them is just all the chaos and disarray that does seem to be going on with Belgium right now. So Croatia is hot. Belgium's on the downtrend. I think it's a perfect time for Croatia to take advantage of that. I seem to be slurring Croatia for some reason. But, I love your pick at evens. I don't think there's any reason to complicate it. I may take a shot here at, Croatia, maybe even to score twice, But I don't know. I don't have an official pick on it. I love your play. I just think these are 2 teams heading in 2 different directions. Not only their body language says that they're not interested in it, but their actual language says they're not interested in it. And apparently there's some type of riff in the locker room between De Bruyne, who's really, the player, and a few other people. So things aren't going well in the locker room, definitely not going well on the pitch. So I just say that bodes for, I think this is a safe bet, but I won't be surprised at all to see Croatia win it outright.
I think it's also worth looking into the World Cup outright market here. I'm not going to officially advise anything, but I'm of the belief the winner of this group has got a great chance of making the semi-final of the World Cup, because the winner of this group probably is going to play Japan or Germany, and I don't think either of those teams strike fear into anyone. The quarterfinal would be Portugal or perhaps Switzerland, and that's very winnable. Okay, then you do run into a good team, but I think there's a good chance the winner of this group makes the semi-finals. So it's a question of who's going to win the group, and obviously one of these three teams will. If Belgium win the group, I certainly wouldn't fancy them. But I think Croatia or Morocco could go on a decent run in this tournament. So worth looking at the outright markets there. The final two games of the day, we've got Germany against Costa Rica. We've got Japan against Spain. You've got a couple of doubles here. I'm going to start you with the Japan against Spain fixture. Spain are the favourites here, up to minus 250 in places. Japan, you can back them at plus 800. Japan really laid an egg, didn't they, against Costa Rica? If they just got a draw in that game, then these two teams could play out a nice little fixed draw, couldn't they? And they'd both go through. But it didn't happen. And now, really, we're looking at a situation where Japan realistically need to win this game of football because Germany should beat Costa Rica. Anyway, we're going with a double that you've got here. You can talk about the Germany match soon, but Spain money line first up for you, Ashley. I guess you just think overall the 90 minutes, they're just going to be too strong.
Yeah, I think that Japan is, obviously they're fighting for their lives, but Spain is just the far superior team, Peter. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Does it always mean the superior team wins? No, as we've seen this roller coaster of a World Cup. But this is one that would absolutely shock me if Spain don't win. And the reason I decided to put it in a double is just, instead of taking, do I think Spain get up 1-0, and then just sit on it because, with a solid back line, or do I take them at under 3.5? And I just hate under. So, I just looked for something else that I loved that was, I was kind of priced out of and decided to put them together. So Spain, money line, don't care if it's 1-0, 2-1, doesn't matter to me as long as they win. And I think they do. So I'm going to throw that in with
the other part of this parlay is Germany first half money line. We'll come to that match in a minute. I do agree with you. I think Spain win the game. I think they're too strong. Japan, let's be honest, Germany should have blown them out of the water. It would have been 3 or 4-0 if Germany had taken their chances. And they were poor against Costa Rica. And I don't want to disrespect Costa Rica here, but Costa Rica are not a good team. And Japan just didn't perform under pressure. And I think it kind of reminded me that, they were really good on the counter-attack against Germany, but they couldn't break a team like Costa Rica down. It will suit them better here. They can play on the counter-attack against Spain, but Spain just dominate the ball so well, and they keep control of the ball so well that, they're going to be limited to chances. And Spain, a draw would do Spain, but they're not. Their manager has come out and said this is an entertainment business. He said they're going to have to play. They're not going to be playing for these stupid draws and things. I think they want to make a statement, Spain, and they played okay against Germany. To be fair to them, I think they had the better of the game slightly, but they're much the better team than Japan. So I totally would agree with it. My temptation here was Spain minus 1.25 Asian handicap. I should probably have taken this because I think at worst it's a half loser, but they're the sort of team who they get 1-0 up and it might do them, and they just keep the ball pass, and that's it. So I don't know. I'm just thinking too negative there, really. Actually, I bottled this play. I should probably take Spain on this handicap, but we'll go with your money line, and obviously Germany first half money line as well. We're going to talk about the Germany game now. Costa Rica against Germany. You've got another double here involved in the game. Now this is an intriguing fixture. You may be forgiven for having your half an eye on the officials for this game. Ashley, it's an all-female officiating crew for the first ever time in a World Cup. It's revolutionary. I feel like it's a big moment for the men's game for the World Cup. But Stephanie Frappard, the French referee, is going to be in charge, and she's going to be assisted by not an all-French crew. It's also Brazil's Nuaza Bach and a Mexican lady called Karen Diaz Medina. So an all-female crew. Frappard, I've seen a lot of her referee in France. I might talk about her in a minute. But and I did look at the cards market, but fundamentally on the field, it's a mismatch. Costa Rica, Germany. Germany should be far, far too strong. I'm going to bring the odds up in a minute, but the other bet you've got in a money line, in a parlay, Morocco to score a goal, and Germany team total over 2.5. We talked about the Morocco game. I know you like them to get on the net here. Germany, though, you don't see them having any problems against Costa Rica.
If they do have problems, then I'll just, have to suck it up and just eat this unit because, like you said, the result, it was kind of trying to figure out, are Japan pretty decent, but they only had like 26% possession versus Germany. And that's what I think. I think Spain is going to do the same thing with them. Spain's just going to have all the possession, but Spain had the better defense than Germany. But, with the Germany here, if you cannot beat this Costa Rican side, I mean, I know you don't want to disrespect them, but they are not a good team. I mean, let's just face it. That's not their fault, tiny little nation versus big bad Germany. So there's, just more players to choose from. And so my thinking is, if Germany cannot put up 3 goals, they should have put that up versus Japan. They were very, I won't say unlucky, they didn't finish their chances. They didn't play, the way that it took to win, but they are a better team than Japan. There's no doubt about that. So I think Japan got a little bit overvalued from that. And then we saw that happen when they faced Costa Rica. So, I mean, it's a roller coaster of a World Cup. It's very weird, just odd results. But I think Germany go for it here. And the fact that they do, I kind of look for this to be a curb stomping. So to me, getting, their team total in this double and a price of -110, I think it's a winner. If it loses, if Germany can't put up 3 goals on them, then I feel like that's on Germany and not me. But every sign points to that. They should be able to donkey stomp this Costa Rican side.
And then going back to this first parlay as well, this first double, Germany first half money line as well in combination with Spain money line over 90 minutes. You obviously think that they're going to come out very strong right out of the traps.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I do. I'm sorry, you go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, sometimes I'm kind of almost asking for the obvious here. It's quite a simple explanation, isn't it, in a way, that they just, over the first 45 minutes, if they're not leading at half time, I think it would be quite a shock, wouldn't it? So I think this looks tremendous. I think this is the better double because it's an amazing double. -108 for Spain money line, which we love, and Germany first half just to be ahead. I mean, it's a tremendous price. I think it's a really good bet, this, and you really do spot some good. You spot some great. Yeah, you have some great spots sometimes. I would never have considered that. I never look at first half money line ever, but you do. So yeah.
Well, I was looking like so Spain money line. We've already talked about that. If they can't handle Japan, then that's on me too. I'll take that every day. I'll take that bet 100 out of 100 times. Germany, I was looking at. It wasn't a horrible price just to have Germany. Spain money line and then Germany to score in the first half, but it was like closer to -130. So I'm like, well, who the hell do I think scores in the first half? I don't think it's Costa Rica. So yeah, take Germany, instead of just scoring, just take them to win the first half. If they can't do that, then like I said, I'll look like an idiot, but not as big of an idiot as they will. I wouldn't be surprised to see Germany snag 2 in the first half. So yeah, to me, getting both of these are far superior teams. Getting these, combined at a -108, I just can't pass that up. I love this combination. And if it ends up not winning, I still think it's the right play. And that's all I care about. After a win or a loss, I look and say, do I think that I was on the right side of this? Like with today, I was absolutely not on the right side of that Saudi Arabia match. They were dominated by Mexico, but got lucky. And so I'll take it because I've gotten unlucky way more times than I've gotten lucky. But yeah, here, this is one that if it loses, it's because the superior team just play like idiots. The manager makes a stupid call. This should be straightforward, and I don't really ever view bets as straightforward. Like Ryan's saying here, right? Some of them seem straightforward. Hopefully, it stays that way, and that is a good point. But that's what I'm doing. I'm going with the superior teams that I don't think just sit back and let these teams try to go at them. So.
Yeah, Ryan, thanks very much for tuning in. Some of these games seems very straightforward. Hope it stays that way. I think there's a lot of people hoping that as well, really. I was tempted by the handicap on Germany, minus 2.75. I don't take big handicaps. Anyone who follows me regularly, you will not see me advise anything more than -2. So that's basically the only reason I'm not taking it. But I think it looks generous. I think there's a good chance of Germany winning this 3 or 4-0. I don't think Costa Rica score a goal. So I certainly think you could do a lot worse than that handicap. The cards is interesting. This all-female referee crew does intrigue me from a betting perspective, and I think it's either going to be a case of there's not going to be a card, and the players are too shit scared to do anything. One thing I noticed when Stephanie Frappart referees games in France, there's certain teams who give her more respect than a male referee would get, because the players are afraid of coming across as these arses against a female referee. And I think Germany will be very, very respectful to her. I think Costa Rica might just play their own game. She's an interesting referee. I think I rate her, actually. I like her, but I think she's not had the best last 12 months. VAR, she's one of them refs that relies on VAR too much, in my opinion. And I couldn't decide whether the cards go over or under 3.5 here. I think there's either going to be a shit ton of cards or not many. So I've left it alone. What are your thoughts here? Just almost forgetting betting here, Ashley. Quite a proud moment to see an all-female referee crew at a men's FIFA World Cup.
Well, I guess it's kind of, I have differing views about it, right? So yeah, I think it's cool, but I think it's so long overdue that it's sad that I have to be proud of that. And I think being in Qatar, it might be their way of trying to show that they're not quite the barbaric country towards women that they are. But yeah, that's not fooling me. So I really don't give a fuck. Kudos to them. It's 2022 and they're finally letting women be refs. So yeah, I guess it's a good thing. It just should have happened long ago. So I will just be interested in watching them referee, hoping that some idiot from the stands doesn't come out and try to clock one of them with a stick or something, thinking that they shouldn't be out there. Because I really wouldn't be surprised for some shenanigans like that to happen. So I just hope that those women call a nice game, and I hope they stay safe more than anything.
I hope she has a great game. I've been following Stephanie Frappart for years, and honestly, 2 or 3 years ago, I actually thought she was one of the best refs in the whole of France. Like I said, I think she's fallen into the trap of quite a few referees across the globe who have started to let VAR take control too much. But she was given the Super Cup by UEFA. I'm sure she got games in UEFA Euro 2021. I'd be shocked if I need to look back, but I think she did. I really hope they have a good game. And, if they give her shit, I hope she fucking books them, to be honest with you. Give them hell. So, yeah. I mean, I can't decide on the cards. I feel like I should get involved in the cards overs here, but because it's Costa Rica, but nah, we'll leave it alone. I think I'm just going to stick with my one pick for Thursday. Just 3 picks for you, Ashley. So you're keeping it quite simple.
Am I correct here? We did this whole show, and you do not have a single cards play. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, and I tell you why, right? So we've got a South African referee in the Spain-Japan game, and he's an unders cards man. There's a referee in the first match I've never heard of. So I'm like, okay. And then the other guy is the Brazilian referee, the Santa Claus, as I nickname him, Rafael Claus. And he can either be tons of cards or nothing. So I don't like the referees' appointments for Thursday, Ashley. And the matchups I don't see a matchup where there's going to be really bad blood either.
It makes total sense. I'm just surprised because usually you're pretty spot on with those. So I definitely was expecting to hear a cards
2
play.
days in a row.
I bet you'll come up with one before these matches kick off. I bet you'll be on one of these matches on cards some way.
I have 2 days in a row. I've not advised the cards pick on this show, but
You
if
didn't
it's
have
not
one
there,
yesterday?
I didn't have a cards play. No,
Well, shit.
no. 2 days in a row. Like, what's going on? But they'll be back. Don't you worry. They'll be back.
Oh, I know.
Anthony
Yeah.
Taylor. Sorry, Anthony Taylor's doing a game. The English referee's doing a game as well. I think he's got the belt. If there's one match that goes over cards, I think it's Croatia-Belgium, because I think that's the more desperate game for Belgium. So if I was to take overs in a match for cards, it would be that one, or
I can see that.
Costa Rica.
About the fact that Belgium just doesn't give a shit, right? So that's kind of. But yeah, I could see your point, but we all know I suck at cards anyway, so just thought we'd hear from you.
I think you might get into that market. You know, once bitten, don't be twice shy. You'll be back. You'll be back with them.
Like
Hannah says, I think tomorrow is going to be a great day for me and you, Ashley. I'm hoping so. We've only got, how many bets have we got? 4 bets. It's not asking a lot to go a clean sweep, is it? So
what did I? So I have 3 and you have 1. Oh, so no pressure.
Yeah.
All the pressure.
You have 2 doubles. You have 2 doubles. I have Croatia, draw no bet, and then we have that smaller half play on Alfonso Davies shot on target.
Yeah.
4 bets. Yeah, why not, Hannah? Yeah, I love the comments. So yeah, we're about done. 26 minutes, one of our shortest ever shows, isn't it? This, so
it is for sure. Yeah,
we'll call it there, I think.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure as always. Thanks to anyone who's watched either live or on demand or on Twitter. And we're going to be back for some interesting finales in Group G and Group H. And then the second round comes around, Ashley. So let's hope we can continue our momentum. Best of luck with all your plays. It's been fantastic privilege being with you on here again. I've been loving these shows. Let's keep it up.
Me too.
Thanks, everyone. Take care. Goodbye. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.